Amiel this morning. Okay. It's amazing to see all of our Israeli friends and family in one room. We know that's the middle of a work day, and we're so grateful that you've taken the time to be here with us. We want to give a special thank you to my uncle Elliot Herskowitz, who coordinated all of the logistics for today. May have prepaid for everything in Israeli shekels also. Thanks, Uncle T. And to Yair Herskowitz, Monique Katz, and Danny Brill, who helped with preparation and setup. We also want to wish a huge mazel tov to my cousin Shani Herskowitz, who's getting married on Sunday. And to the entire Herskowitz family on Shani's upcoming wedding. And we want to give a special mazel tov to great-grandmother Nani. Thank you guys for giving us an opportunity to come together for a double simcha. We miss Itz's parents, Grandma and Pa, who weren't able to make the long trip, but we're thinking of them and we know that they're watching on FaceTime. Are they watching on FaceTime? Hi, Grandma and Pa! Okay. We're so blessed to have my parents and Ari and Kira here to celebrate with us. We're also thrilled that Anna and Danny are here with Noam, and that Gabe is here on his gap year and can represent Benji and Shaz's family. Mom and Dad, thank you for inculcating in me a love of Israel from a young age. I still remember the Israel-themed coloring books that Mom gave us for the plane ride before our first trip as young kids. I hope you get much nachas seeing your oldest grandson fall in love with this country the same way that I did.
Okay, Parashat Bamidbar, which Amiel learned so proficiently this morning and refused to let his Bar Mitzvah teacher help him out at all. And he did want me to let everyone know that he learned all of Parashat Tetzaveh months ago. This was not his actual learning.
Literally the whole week when I would tell people, oh, Amiel's landing on Thursday, he'd say, Mom, stop telling everyone that. They think I'm a schlub who just learned 15 psukim for my Bar Mitzvah.
Okay, we'll start again. Parashat Bamidbar, which Amiel you learned with proficiency and refused to let your Bar Mitzvah teacher help you out at all, begins with Hashem commanding Moshe to take a census of Bnei Israel, counting each person according to their tribe and family. Rashi famously explains that Hashem often counts Bnei Israel because of his love of the Jewish people. Rabbi Shimshon Raphael Hirsch highlights the importance of each individual in the community. He argues that a census aimed to emphasize the significance of every person's contribution and participation in the communal framework of a nation. The Kliyaka suggests that each person is counted as each person has a unique purpose within the community. The census was not just about knowing the number of people in the community, but it served as a reminder that each individual was part of something much bigger, the community of Israel and the Jewish people. The idea of being part of something bigger than oneself is a central part of Judaism. It is the foundation of the concept of the Jewish people, who, as you have seen, Amiel, in your travels around Israel this week, are united by a common history, language, culture, and religion. The sense of community is essential in our spiritual growth as it allows us to connect with others and work together towards a common goal. One example of this concept can be found in your Bar Mitzvah Parashat Tetzaveh and its surrounding parashiot with the building of the Mishkan. The Mishkan was built by the collective effort of the entire community, with each person contributing according to their ability. The Mishkan was a physical manifestation of the idea that we are all part of something bigger than ourselves, and that we can accomplish great things when we work together towards a common goal. Amiel, Mami and I are proud of how you have embraced your new role as being part of the community. You race out on Sunday nights to help our local Chabad make a minyan. The first picture that you sent me from your flight over here was you posing with your tefillin on your airplane seat. And when Mummy first explained what she was going to be doing with you on your Israel trip, hiking the mountains, wakeboarding the lakes, traversing the caves, what was your first question? Am I going to be able to lane on Monday morning as well? Your love for Judaism is apparent. May you continue to embrace and enhance your role as a proud member of the Jewish people, not just now when it's fresh and new, but when met for many, many years to come.
There's more. Amiel, at your Bar Mitzvah in Boston, we spoke to you about how your past, present, and future come together in this moment of your Bar Mitzvah. Your past was represented by Uppa's Torah that you read on the Shabbat of your Bar Mitzvah, that's 130 years old, and Poppy's Tefillin that you wear every day. Your present is represented by the incredible community of friends and family who love you, which spans the globe from America to Australia, England, and Israel. Today, you can see for yourself in this room a fuller picture of the amazing community of family and friends that you have here in Israel and who will always be here for you whenever you visit. We spoke about how Israel represents an important part of your future. It's a place you hadn't been since you were very young, a place that was waiting for you to come explore, a place brimming with possibility of all the new experiences and memories you would have here as you got older. We told you in Boston that your bar mitzvah celebration would not be complete without a trip to Israel and an opportunity for you to explore and connect with our Jewish homeland. So here we are. I think you would agree that we had an amazing week together exploring this incredible country. Would you agree? How amazing, how amazing. Pretty good.
High emotion.
Hopefully after Shani's wedding, we'll get over the really good. We started with an amazing Shabbat in Chashmonaim, where you learned that you could actually have a Hollywood Pesach-inspired family gathering right here in Israel, thanks to Ilana and Oren's tremendous hospitality. Seeing you laugh and connect with your second cousins made all of us older first cousins so happy and reminded us of Umi's Achat Sha'alti, her one wish, that all of her progeny should love each other and get along. You marveled that there were no cars on Shabbat in the Yishuv, and wondered why almost every man carried a gun, even the Chazan in Shul. When your second cousin Eliza showed up in her uniform, fresh from a call up to the Kirya that interrupted her first week of work in a new job, you learned what it means for Israel's young men and women to be the protectors of our beloved country. Once we made our way to Jerusalem, you were awed by the ancientness of the old city and Ir David, and squealed with delight as we entered the cold water of Chizkiyahu's tunnel. You did squeal. We all did. It was freezing. We marveled at how men, using nothing but axes and sheer grit, managed to build the tunnel so many thousands of years ago. You said that what you most look forward to was going to the Kottel, and every night you asked that we go there to daven Mariv. It's clear that you understand something very core about Israel, that here we are closer to Hashem. Before going on the Kottel tunnel tour, where we would stand opposite the area that once housed the Kodesh Kadoshim, I told you to think about what you would want to say to Hashem if you were the closest to him that you could ever be in the holiest place on this earth. I don't know what you said in this intimate moment with Hashem, but I know that you will remember it for a long time. We experienced together the beauty of Ein Gedi and its refreshing waterfalls, and the mythical majesty of Masada and its breathtaking views. We marveled at the ornate grandeur of King Herod's palace built on Masada's cliff, and thought about the life and plight of the thousands of slaves who actually built it in that heat. You asked many questions about what happened to the 900 Jewish men, women, and children on that fateful day when they realized they stood no chance against the advancing Roman army, and took great interest in the artifacts recovered from the site in the Masada Museum. You delighted in the Dead Sea, floating around for hours despite some physical discomfort, and rubbing some mud for good measure like all the old ladies around you. At the Palmach Museum, you learned about the early history of the state and the sacrifice of so many young men and women who were the Magasha Kesef, the silver platter on which the country was offered. You were struck by how both men and women fought side by side, and how the fledgling strike force had so few weapons early on that a unit could train with only one gun, half learning about the bullets while the other half learned about the gun. And of course, you experienced the lighthearted fun and seaside breeze of Tel Aviv, riding wakeboards and electric scooters together with your cousin Yair, our most amazing tour guide. You also appreciated learning Israel fun facts, like how Jerusalem is filled with stray cats. The traffic is horrific, highway signs are written in 3 languages, and French fries taste way better here than in Boston. Perhaps the most moving part of our trip took place yesterday, and of course it was the one thing that we didn't plan in advance or even know would happen. Do you know what I'm talking about? No? Something that happened yesterday during the day? Can't remember. Okay, that's why I wrote this speech, so he has it. As we milled about the Kottel Plaza yesterday, we suddenly found ourselves surrounded by hundreds of Chayalim, preparing for their swearing-in ceremony. We watched as the Chayalim spontaneously burst into song, fervently singing and dancing in front of the Kottel, as other young school children joined in, waving Israeli flags with pride and gusto. We spoke about the significance of what we were witnessing in that moment. Jewish boys, wearing tzitzit and kippahs, in military uniforms with a Jewish star, representing a Jewish army charged with defending a Jewish state. An idea that would have seemed preposterous and literally laughable to our ancestors, including those who perished in the Shoah. Hayinu kecholmim, we say. We had been like dreamers, but this wasn't a joke and it wasn't a dream. Israel is real. It is vibrant and beautiful and complicated. Amiel, as you become a bar mitzvah and a Jewish adult, you need to know that to be a Jew is to understand the centrality of Israel in our lives and to be committed and devoted to her safety, security, and welfare. That's why we flew you here to Israel in the middle of school and spent a week exploring its many treasures. We know, Amir Hashem, you will have many more opportunities to visit Israel as you grow older, and we hope that with each subsequent visit, your love and appreciation of this country only grows deeper. Consider this trip your first date, and we truly hope you will fall in love. We say in Tehillim, Urei b'tuv Yerushalayim kol yemei chayecha. And this is our bracha to you, Amiel, standing here today on Yom Yerushalayim. May you always see b'tuv Yerushalayim, the good, the tov of Israel, the goodness, the wonder, the splendor, as you did this past week. And may your love for Israel only go stronger throughout your life. Thank you all for coming.